Hi, I'm Linda May, and I'm a reader here at Crystal Magic Psychic Center in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And I'm here today to talk to you about this new moon period that we are beginning in the early morning on Thursday, July 24th at 12:11 p.m., which is Arizona time. Right now, that would be the same as Pacific Daylight Time. This also represents the end of one lunar cycle and the beginning of another. So astrologically, this means that both the sun and moon are in the same signs. And on July 24th, they're both in the sign of Leo. The new moon is usually a time of new beginnings, and Leo emphasizes creativity, self-expression, and courageously sharing your true self with the world. This new moon in Leo encourages you to step into your authenticity and express yourself with bravery. It's a powerful time for self-discovery and embracing your true self with confidence. Connect with your own inner child, pursue your passions, and do take time to confront any fears and release anything that dims your inner light. Step into your power and radiate positivity as you focus on heart-centered living and self-love. This also is a time to connect with community and nurture loved ones as well as yourself as you celebrate the bonds that enrich your life. It's actually time for a fresh start. So one of the most significant aspects of this new moon is that both the sun and moon will be in opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, which highlights potential fears or power dynamics that may inhibit your ability to shine. And just before that, on July 22nd, the sun enters Leo, bringing us into this shining time. On the next day, July 23rd, still before the actual new moon, Venus in Gemini and Mars in Virgo form a square, which could bring some intensity in relationships and communications. And then on the 24th, the actual day of the new moon, not only do we have the opposition with Pluto, which I mentioned, but also a trine with Saturn and Neptune and a sextile with Uranus. Aspects that actually sort of smooth out a little bit of some of that Pluto intensity as the day unfolds. Then early on July 30th, one of our more significant things is that Chiron goes retrograde in Aries, which literally forces us to confront our vulnerabilities and old wounds. So that's like right in alignment with what I was saying about looking at any fears and release anything that dims your light. When you look at those things, that's how you can shine again. But later that evening, Venus enters Cancer, and that does nurture our connections, our emotional fulfillment and relationships, all of that. It aids us in expressing our love and affection and nourishing close bonds with others. So these are things to keep in mind, and that's literally on the 30th, so just a few days after, less than a week after the actual new moon. We will be talking more about other aspects just prior to the next full moon, which would be in August, and July 23rd. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting mixed up on my dates. Just prior to the new moon, to the full moon in August, on August 9th, and that will be our next moon video. I wrote down on my notes new moon, so that's what confused me. It's the full moon is on August 9th. So we're now moving out of the season of summer and into the season of Lunar, which that's as of August 1st. That's when Lunar takes place. And Lunar is basically, it's the time between summer and autumn, okay? So it's the exact time in between summer and autumn. And as we were talking, so we're still in the summer solstice energy season, so to speak. And it has been the time, it is the time to celebrate the greatest light and find balance and integration in our lives, which is what we are working on. And Lunar, which is coming very soon, is more about the first harvest and celebrating the result of our hard work over the months since spring. Just like, if you're planting a garden, you plant all the seeds in the spring, and then the first harvests usually are in October, which is part of the reason this is that time for celebration. But we also are aware that summer won't last forever, and we start doing preparations for the autumn harvests that are coming. So the traditional Celtic tree calendar, which is based on the moon cycles, with the new year beginning at Samhain, October 31st, has the tree for this period of the June-July moon cycle as hazel, right here, hazel. And this is associated with water in many ways, and the moon and bounty and abundance. So it's very similar to Cancer energy, which is very interesting because this new moon is about Leo, but it also has to do with a sense of clarity and higher wisdom to come in. It's a great time to appreciate all of the goodness in your life and to give thanks for it. And that's from this Celtic Tree Oracle deck here. Okay, so it's very interesting because I can actually see, normally like it would be the July moon cycle, but because the new moon is later in the month of July, August moon cycle. Oh my God, my notes. I did it quickly the other day. Yeah, it's the July, August moon cycle. So that's what we're in right now. And this is basically still in alignment with what I was talking about. So the summer is ending and, autumn is the beginning of the lunar season and the harvest season is beginning. So in many ways, this is associated with both. And you can kind of see it all kind of flowing together. And it is a time to appreciate all of the goodness in our lives and give thanks for it. Now I'm so sorry about my notes. I'm now gonna draw my cards, okay? So this is the Druid Animal Oracle deck. And this is the one I do my in-person and Zoom and online phone readings and all that kind of thing with. I love these cards. I've mentioned this a million times, but there's 33 decks in the card, which to me makes it a very 33 cards in the deck, which makes it a very sacred deck for me. And I also love the messages. The messages are deep, and I really believe that all of society could gain by hearing some of the things these stand for. So the card that comes up for us today is the Frog. This is amazing. The Frog actually stands for hidden beauty and medicine. So this couldn't be more perfect for this. So normally, hidden beauty has to do with hiding your light under a bushel, so to speak. And a lot of times if we have a sense of low self-worth or something like that, we might hide who we really are and just be who we think other people want us to be. And that's not really shining who we are. So as we do our inner work, which I had talked about earlier, part of the aspects of this is to do our inner work, right? As we do our inner work, as we look at those old wounds in ourselves, as we release them, so our light can shine brighter and brighter and brighter. And as we learn who we really are and the beauty that we really are in our souls, as we learn that, so what we can do is then choose when we shine our light and when not to shine our light. Because sometimes the most compassionate thing we can do is not, shine a light bulb in somebody's face when it's, pure darkness or something like that. But just giving them a glimmer of light makes a difference. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes we don't show our true selves to people when it's not time or the right place or the most diplomatic thing to do. But it does mean knowing who the light within us is always there. And that's part of what this card is all about. The medicine part is doing your inner healing as you need to, but it also can be helping to heal others, which is a very wonderful, compassionate thing to do, and it's something to keep in mind. So this is the Druidcraft Tarot for this time. I'm not the Druid Animal Oracle deck. And now the Druidcraft Tarot, which is our next deck right here. So this one, I'm going to pull a card and see what comes up. Okay, wow. Okay, so we got this, the King of Wands, okay? The King of Wands actually has kind of like a Leo energy about him. He does. He basically is very good about setting goals and having a guiding vision for the future and all that kind of stuff. Very optimistic, a great leader, which Leo energy often has to do with also. But it also has to do with being very optimistic. He's able to just like really take charge of things as necessary and help people along the way. And that's part of what the Leo energy is really good at too. So really great card to get for this. And then the trees, the whispering woods, always have this sweet little message for us. Sometimes it's totally in alignment. Sometimes it's like a whole new way of looking at things. And this time we get opportunities. Okay. Unfurl like a fern, even without warm sunlight. So in some ways, this is about, basically, whether we're shining or not, just remember we're constantly growing, we're constantly unfurling, we're constantly becoming who we really are. So this is take advantage of those opportunities as you find them in your life. That's actually really kind of fun. That's great. And then the Sedona Code deck, which is the Sedona Spirit Wind Oracle deck. This is the one that has all the beautiful sacred sites in Sedona. Like I said, it's very beautiful here. And we get Sycamore Canyon. Actually, we got two, and I'm going to do both because they're both relevant. Sycamore Canyon was one, and this is I am the tree of life connecting heaven and earth, which is, you know, what I feel like we're here to do, is connect heaven and earth together so that we are that kind of thing. So Sycamore Canyon is all about that, the tree of life. But we also got the medicine wheel, okay? And this is sort of more in alignment with the medicine, the frog that I was talking about. I alchemize perfect health and well-being. So, but put the two of these together, right? Do this, you know, do your inner work and know that you are part of the connection, combining us with, you know, heaven and earth together. So I really think both cards are worth sharing. That's excellent. Okay. And then the Light Bearers deck, which is this deck that it's angels coming here to help us to anchor the light on earth. So let's see what the message that they have to say for us. Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel. And I think we've had this before, but it's still true. Do you not know that the universe will take care of your every need? This is a promise that was given before time began. All you need to do is believe and have faith in that promise. It's true. So just know that everything is taken care of us. If we go to God Goddess, we can solve any issue. We can, you know, manifest, not necessarily manifest, but just allow in anything that needs to come to us. So do you not know that the universe will take care of your every need? This is a promise that was given before time began. All you need to do is believe and have faith in that promise. Very true. Very, very cool. So take these into your heart and remember them as a theme until the full moon on August 9th. And in the meantime, if you would like a psychic soul reading, be sure to check out crystalmagicpsychiccenter.com. I say soul reading. I do soul readings. Not everybody here does, but we have a lot of really wonderful readers here, and everyone has their own gifts, and everybody has their own message to deliver. And what we like to say is go to who you're drawn to. So if you want to make an appointment online, you can, crystalmagicpsychiccenter.com, and you can book with the reader that calls to you. You can also schedule readings with me or any of our other great readers just by walking in and choosing whoever's here on the day that you come in. So either way works, and we do want to send you blessings of this new moon and tell you to remember that you are always loved.